Hey guys, good morning. Happy Monday. It's Daryl here. It's 5:30 a.m. here in Connecticut. Honestly, I don't know if this video is going to see the light of day. I don't know if this video is going to make it onto YouTube. I'm still kind of working this out in my head. Okay, I just made a video defending this kid. He got thrown in jail. Rodney Reese got thrown in jail, Plano, Texas, walking home from Walmart, his job. And I give the police a hard time for throwing this kid in jail. Now, just as soon as I finished that video, I'm watching a big story on my TV here in Connecticut. 5 kids arrested for stealing a car. They got guns. They run into state cop. They smash into a state cop car, hurt the state cop. I'll put the link down below. Just happened last night in Connecticut, Talent, Connecticut. Hurt the state cop, had a gun, legal possession of a gun, stealing cars. The calls came in that this group of kids or people were stealing cars, held a homeowner at gunpoint, stole their car. The state police tried to pull them over. The kid smashed into the state cop car, injuring the state cop. The driver had a gun. They committed more crimes. One of these kids broke into a house trying to get away and committed another burglary while trying to flee from the cops. All right, so I'm waiting to see. And the first face, there's one kid that's above 18. They show his face, and it's an African American kid. I start thinking about all this. You know, I'm trying to make sense of all this. So you have these African American kids committing mayhem in my state here, running into a cop, guns, stealing cars, holding homeowners at gunpoint, committing more crimes after the cops are trying to catch them, smashing into the state cop cars. And here I am defending this other African American kid over here in Texas because the police treated him badly and put him in jail. And I'm trying to make sense of all this. Part of me wants to say, the first thing that came to my mind was, these kids in Connecticut aren't doing the other African American kids any favors, because the rest of all these African American kids are paying the price for them behaving badly. But I stopped myself right there. What about white guys? What about the serial killers? What about serial killers? Serial killers in general look exactly like me. By far, the preponderance of serial killers are late 30s, 40s, white guys, right? Okay. Does that put this cloud over all white men's heads? You know, have I ever been pulled aside and did the police ever check me out for being a serial killer? Because all serial killers look like me. Almost like 95% of serial murderers throughout history looked like me. My age, my everything. Have I ever been pulled aside? Have I ever had that cloud follow me because some white guys acted badly? Did that ever affect me? No, I was never, nobody ever, never, I don't think it ever crossed anybody's mind that I could be a serial killer. Why not though? Why didn't I pay the price for other white American guys acting badly, being serial killers? But yet, these innocent black American guys are paying the price for some other black Americans acting badly. You know, and I caught myself there. Because part of me wanted to say, it's almost this kid's fault in Connecticut, the kid with the gun. You know, he's acting badly, and he's bringing this down on all these other black kids. And I stopped myself there. Is that true? You know, I don't think it is. Why, when it comes to African American males, do we hold all of them accountable. Or what about Arabs? With everything that happened in 9/11, all of a sudden, every Arab was under suspicion, was probably a terrorist. We all know that, right? What about with COVID-19? There's been a proliferation. Over 3,000 reported acts of violence or harassment on Asian Americans in the last year in America. There's been a proliferation, especially with our last president talking about the Kung flu and the China flu. Having a racist president didn't help. But think about that too. Just this morning, they had an Asian American woman talking about how she was at a Hardee's or McDonald's and she was putting soda in her cup, and all of a sudden a white guy started screaming, she hit the soda dispense button with her finger. Stop her. Like she was infecting the whole restaurant. This was an actual story from an Asian American lady. It happened to her last April. So she was being held accountable. Just because she was Asian, she was guilty by being of the same race. But that doesn't seem to happen to white guys. What about most white collar guys? Most white collar crimes like embezzlement are guys that look like me. But do we harass all middle management white guys for being embezzlers? Do more of them get thrown in jail just because we think they might be embezzling? No. So I guess when it comes to everybody else, we're suspicious of anybody because of the way they look. But when it comes to us, well, then it's you need the evidence. You need to actually be guilty of something and not just looking a particular way. I think. I'm still trying to sort this all out because, to be honest with you guys, at first glance, it's almost easy to blame this kid in Hartford for what happened to this kid in Texas. And that's wrong. That's wrong. Just because they share the same color doesn't make them... There shouldn't be any more guilt on this kid in Texas just because he's the same color as this kid in Connecticut. Just like I shouldn't be held accountable for John Wayne Gacy. I'm the same age as he was. I have the same color, same everything. Why aren't they checking my cellar for dead kids? Double standard. But I almost, it's easy to slip down that slope. I almost did. Just some thoughts. All right. You guys have a good Monday. I'll be back later with another video.